teenagers have raging hormones. I mean, I think we all do.
Adolescence is a time of raging hormones, and so many changes come so fast that it can be hard to deal with.
For most adolescents, it is a time of this very bizarre change in your body and in your feelings, and it can become quite a challenge to get through it in a healthy way.
It can all be pretty scary before it even starts.
I'm a little worried about when this is gonna happen and to know my future and how it's gonna all feel.
And it can be pretty confusing while it's happening.
And the hormones are changing and they're growing up. They want to be thought of as teenagers, and yet sometimes they're really little kids at heart.
And even though everyone will go through it,
everyone has the same raging hormones at this point.
no one has exactly the same experience.
Well, I just know it's hard growing up because girls and guys girls will develop a little earlier, and so you're going into middle school and you're looking up and the girls are like 6 inches taller than you.
I was really small and really short, and everyone was getting taller. And that was kind of hard, because when everyone started wearing, like, teenage clothes, I was still stuck in the children's department, barely fitting the clothes there.
It happens at a different time for everyone, but it's just kind of hard to deal with.
It's nothing like being in 7th grade and getting your growth spurt, and all of a sudden you look around and you're 8 inches taller than everybody else in the class, especially if you're a girl. It can be really hard to manage. If you enter puberty early or if you enter late, it can seem as if you're not normal, and you are.
Everyone during adolescence is changing and growing, and that's what makes it hard, but eventually it all kind of evens out.
Well, no matter what you do, it's going to be an awkward time in your life. There's really nothing you can do about it. But if you can feel comfortable with your friends and your parents help you through it, you can survive and get to high school,
But as big a role as hormones play during adolescence, they actually do much more. In addition to puberty, how else do you think hormones affect the body? Throughout a person's life, hormones affect energy level, growth, the ability to reproduce, bone density, reactions to stress, even body weight and metabolism. 15-year-old Tyler knows firsthand that a natural hormone imbalance can be difficult to deal with.
I remember I used to get made fun of, which didn't feel good, of course, and it really wasn't right, but that's unfortunately the way it was.
In elementary school, Tyler was the smallest kid in his class, by far.
He was actually a pretty big 2-year-old, but as he got to be 5, 6 years old, he started slowing down, and by the time he was 7, it was very apparent, being a head or more shorter than the other kids.
Tyler's brother, who was 2 years younger, passed him in height.
And it made me want to look into something I wanted to do about my growth.
We decided to take him to an endocrinologist.
An endocrinologist specializes in hormone-related health issues, how hormones work, and what happens when they don't.
There's a rare condition called growth hormone deficiency that can result in marked impairment of growth.
That seemed to describe Tyler. After some lab work revealed that his pituitary gland wasn't making enough human growth hormone for him to grow at a normal rate, Tyler was diagnosed with growth hormone deficiency. Without treatment, he probably would not reach even 5 feet tall.
They started talking to me about doing a shot to help me grow.
At first, Tyler wasn't thrilled about the idea. He hated getting shots, and he would need an injection every day, for years.
It was not an easy decision for Tyler to make, but it was very clear that he could benefit from it, and for me it was not so much a cosmetic decision, but it was something that his body needed, to grow.
So for the last 5 years, Tyler has been getting injections of human growth hormone every day.
I'm 5'6½".
And he's gained more than just height.
I think I'm more confident with myself, and I'm more confident going up and talking to new people.
It's just made a really big difference for him to actually be on eye to eye with his friends.
The comments stopped coming up, and I felt more secure with standing around being myself as a taller person, and no one was saying anything, and I could say that girls were looking more, and that's what I guess it's all for.
For a growing number of teens and adults today, the hormone they are most familiar with is insulin. That's because more than 18 million Americans currently battle diabetes. Diabetes occurs when the body either doesn't produce enough insulin or can't properly use the insulin it does produce. Insulin is the hormone produced by the pancreas that allows your body to effectively regulate the level of glucose, a sugar, in your blood.
I was 14 and I was going for one of my routine checkups that I go for every 6 months, and my blood sugar was over 380.
The healthy range is between 70 and 110.
And so I had to go to the hospital for 2 days to learn about diabetes and everything.
She learned just how serious the disease can be.
It can lead to significant cardiovascular problems and problems with risk of stroke and high blood pressure and kidney disease as children grow into adults.
The disease can also lead to blindness, amputation, even death if blood sugar isn't well regulated. Teens with diabetes must follow a strict diet, monitor their blood sugar levels, and in some cases, take insulin injections or pills. It's a lot to handle.
It's especially a hassle when I'm out with my friends or something like that. It's like, I don't want to stop to check my blood sugar. I want to keep going, but I have to.
Just one hormone that's out of balance, and Dermilla has to spend a lifetime doing what she can to keep her blood sugar levels under control.
I don't hate it, but I wish it didn't have to happen to me.
Even when hormones function normally, it's important to understand how hormones can affect your health. 14-year-old Marissa isn't thinking about the connection between hormones and exercise. And she isn't thinking about the health benefits of her gymnastics training. She's doing it for a much simpler reason.
It's really fun and I love it, and I mean, if I didn't have my friends here, I mean, I don't know what I'd do without them.
For her, it's about friends, fun, and competition. But she's also protecting herself from a debilitating problem later in life, osteoporosis. As people age, levels of the hormones estrogen and testosterone decrease. Among other functions, these hormones protect bone. So when levels of these hormones go down, so does bone density. And that can lead to osteoporosis, brittle bones, frequent breaks, and shrinking in height.
As you get older, there's a physiological loss of bone mass that happens in both men and women. The more bone that is there prior to the initiation of the bone loss, the better the person is going to be in the end.
And you have a good deal of control over how much bone you'll have. But you have a small window of time to make a difference. Bone mass can't be added forever. You have to start early.
The fastest rate of buildup is from around 15, 16 years old to 25.
Nutrition is a key factor. Getting enough calcium and other nutrients is important. But there's something else that can make a huge impact. Weight-bearing exercise.
And the bones respond to a mechanical law where the more weight that goes through it, the more bone is built up. The more you use it in a weight-bearing fashion, the more bone that there's going to be.
Gymnastics isn't the only way.
Any sports activity that involves any weight bearing, you got jogging, cross-country running, basketball, tennis, volleyball, any sports where you're in contact with the surface. If you don't use your bones, you're going to lose your bone mass. The more sedentary your lifestyle is, the less bone that you have. The more active you are, the more bone that you have.
You can overdo it though. Some girls exercise to the point of amenorrhea, or loss of the menstrual cycle. This too causes lowered levels of estrogen and a depletion of bone density. There's another big factor that can affect estrogen and bone mass that many people don't know about.
When you smoke, it affects the way the estrogen metabolism goes, and they don't build effective bone. Well, particularly teenagers in this day and age, if they stay away from smoking, it will be better for them health-wise.
Another way that some teens throw off their hormone balance is by using anabolic steroids, engineered substances related to the sex hormone testosterone. Intense competition in sports can make some teens feel pressured to use steroids to get bigger, stronger, faster.
In football, that's what you need, and you need that edge.
I want to get bigger. I just want to get stronger.
But using steroids to achieve those goals can come at a high price.
So they get the muscle mass development, but they also get all the other male things at an accelerated, at an accentuated rate.
What does that mean exactly?
For the guys, what are the downsides? Downsides is it can ruin your own testosterone production. What do I mean by that? I don't know how else to say it. The family jewels won't be what they were. They'll shrivel up and be gone. For girls, what happens with steroid usage? You'll end up looking more like a man in lots of ways. It's not just picking up lean body mass, it's getting yourself a little bit of a beard, and very importantly in women, it's developing male pattern baldness that can be irreversible. It can increase the risk for vascular disease in people. It's associated with liver cancer in people, and it's associated with, in some instances, violence, either to others or to yourself.
You have your own very delicate balance of hormones through adolescence, and when you take a product that has the potential to change those hormone levels, you really could be doing harm to your maturation and your development.
Endocrine disorders and poor health decisions such as smoking and steroid abuse can throw your hormones off kilter, sometimes dangerously so. But the ups and downs of hormones during puberty are normal and natural, even though it may not seem so at the time.
So if you think about it as just something that lasts for a period of time to allow you to become a healthy adult, then it seems more manageable. Your friends are likely having the same feelings, and your parents, believe it or not, had the same feelings as well. So they can be helpful on this.
Especially during adolescence when there's so many insecurities because everything's changing and you're not really comfortable in your body yet.
And it's really hard for, I think especially guys that don't develop until later, because you get into high school and you still have you have those few guys, it's whatever high school you go to, it's always there, that are still like, 4'10", 5 feet.
Well, it's sort of hard at like middle school dances, like, I want to dance up there, hi, just on the ground.
But keeping a sense of humor about it can actually do more to help than you think. These teens have their share of teenage stress.
During school with AP classes and honors, teachers just, 3 tests in a day is a lot.
I did have a breakup about a week ago. It was tough. I don't have any money because I have no job.
But whatever their worries, they keep their sense of humor.
Laughing definitely heals you more, I would say. So you're not dwelling on your sadness.
And there's science behind that healing. When you're feeling stressed, you're actually feeling the effect of an elevated level of the stress hormone cortisol in your body. Laughter helps bring the level back down.
Laughter is an antidote to a lot of things that are not good for us. It's an antidote physically.
Researchers have studied the effects of laughter and have found that it can boost the immune system, reduce pain, and even increase blood flow throughout the body.
Pretty amazing finding because it's a direct link between the act of laughing and a physiological response.
I laugh mostly, like, all the time. I laugh at everything.
I'm not that worried about a teenager who's laughing all the time. I'm worried about a teenager who's never laughing.
What health decisions can you make to help keep your hormones in balance?